Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield and I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we're here taking a look at SB19 and a concert fan cam Everblack. This was recommended to me over on Casual Chuck's live stream by one of the users named Tiffy and then numbers after. I'm so sorry. Hopefully I'll be able to tag them in the description as a thank you. We're going to be looking at Kielski's fan cam of this. I have not seen it. I have not heard the song, but I'm excited for it because it's a fan cam of the concert. So let's go ahead and dive in. It's nice to have Ken start it with a grungy tone set. Yeah. The double bass after the smell is cool. I like the rigidness of that transition. It's catchy. I like the fringe on Josh's pants. And STELL is missing half of a layer of a pant. But that's life. That was an interesting choice on it. Ooh. Yeah, wipe your sweat. Goodness gracious. That is very fatiguing. I'm never ceases to amaze me when you have artists who are able to captivate vocally as well as in movement. They're so conditioned. Good for them. And it also gives the impression that this is not at the beginning of the show. It could be very well near the end, and the fact that you have a lot of clarity of your vocals and we're not ad-libbing a ton, which is fine. I'm not downplaying that. It's really nice to, it looks like they're conditioned to project for the whole show, which keeps the stamina up and the audience is going to stay captivated as a result. I mean, they will anyway, but that's always a helpful aid in that. Okay, from the top. That's our first listen. It was nice. I like that Ken starts it out because it makes it grungy and it hits that rock sound pretty well. Okay, so we're gonna try our best to see what the dancers are doing as well as what the members are doing. here for a good time. I'm sure I'm going to miss so many details because, you know, it's only the second time I'm watching it and we only have a partial picture of it. So we have our dancer starting at a lower level, dropped over, using the elbows to support the body nice and low. Most likely going to be doing a boxer bounce, which is a weight shift, which is what you see there. I like the party moment. They double it up, changing the pocket timing of that, or they syncopate it, meaning they're diving into different parts of their timing on that, like the drop down. All that, do not let that confuse you as to that can be tricky on the brain if you're not familiar with creating variants of simple bounces. So in the case of this, if you're not used to doubling it up on one side, interrupting this bounce from one side to another, or the weight shift of that, it's going to require more on your brain to condition for it. So I like the fact that you have a variant like that out the gate. I like the hinge around, it's nice. They do the elbows on it. We do a nice sway on it too. Arms toss up, they drop it down. They do 2, 3. Then they pull it in. I like that it looks like you have you're at least 2 deep on both sides facing inward. So I don't know if they're surrounding them, but you definitely have 2 solid lines on either side that, make them live in the center, essentially. That's cool. And they're lower level for most of it, which is cool. Dancers party off. Kid moves forward. Dancers, they are so captivating in the sense of how they're projecting in their choices. I'm really a fan of that. And oh gosh, like, dancers are doing what they need to do. I like the airtime on it. I like the accents, the personality of the performance. They knock it with the double bass. It's so nice. They rotate the arms around. I like the usage of a groove. They pull it back. A lot of times you see dancers, depending on what the artist, they have to modify, or they're moving at half capacity because they have a 3-hour show to do, which, yes, please listen to your body and do that. But this doesn't look like that they just dance for 2 hours. I really don't think that this is done in the beginning because everyone is so sweaty. That's why I'm saying that. And you can see the effort, but I'm saying the projection doesn't come across like this, This could be the first track. I like the party moment, or the running forward with 2 of those dancers through with the ladies. The elbow switch there. We sing it out. Come on with the tongue sticking out. I do that as the day is long. And I like that we have a switch off into the chest and into the torso as we lean in that. That's really nice. And the airtime there is cool. They get sent away. New group of dancers. Here we go. Boom. They drop it. I like the hop back. I would say Justin has improved immensely in his movement quality from the time we marathoned all of SB19's discography to now. I noticed it during the Visa dance practice. You really can see him have his own flavor and his own individuality, but he's very, very competent in projecting alongside other members who are known more for their movement, right? And I love that. So I like the dial, the send it back with the rotation on that. Nice muscle on that. We cross and cross it. I like the bounce on it. The heel dig is cool. The switch off is really nice. The ball change is great. The pullbacks on the elbows are nice there. I would say I like the dynamics that we're seeing. For an example would be you have a bass and then you pull it where there's an airiness or a lift to it and it's accented, and then you create that heaviness again. It's really nice bookends, and it recaptivates, and it allows us as an audience to hear exactly how they want us to receive the sound because we have a visual to go off of. It's really nice. I like that. So they accent with the hips on that. They isolate with the chest. Is that a guada guada? I'm not going to give it that. Guada guada would be the one where you see a huge inversion of the knee. You see the ISO going on in the upper body, and just more of an afro pocket choice. I don't mind that. I really like the lean back on it. It's cool. STELL doing the absolute most vocally. That is so freaking impressive. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, kick ball change is nice. They accent, the pull in, they double it, and then they create tension. They go out in tension. Smell it. That little bass. Toss it, come on! I like the swim on it with the pickup of the hips. Yeah, da-da-da-da. And you hit that. It's a subtle sound, right? It's not the top priority, but it's an interruption. So I like that they go through. They go, make it its own little moment. Stop it! I really, really like how this is formatted. This is great. They knock it I like the tension and toss it back, back, send it off. Yes, we have a camera guy there. He's there to do his job. We're here for it. We live for it. So they end up hopping it up with a hop around is nice. And then they hit with the accent, very rigid. I like the groundedness of that. Arms, send it up, da-da-da, where we do a ball change with the arm swing, making it very, more raw, animalistic in that sense. It's cool. They end up doing a shoot and a transition to spread it back out. Arm swings are nice. I like the body roll with the toss. All that is freaking great. I love the live band. When you have a live band exist for a concert, it's always a good time because you're going to be able to hear certain renditions of tracks that you won't hear in studio versions because they have to convert certain timbres, tonal colors, and instrumentation, obviously, to make that happen. So I like that you get to see how the choreography has to settle in or how it gets modified because there's certain instruments that don't exist for concert, whether because of practicality or because of just circumstance or because I didn't want it. And so you have to modify choreo, especially if there's a part of your dance that goes specifically on a part of the music that no longer exists. So I like that you get to see all this. This looks like it was made for a concert, made for stage, because you have a lot of density, you got a lot of people moving a lot of places. There's so many people. I love it. I love the amount of opportunity that SB19 gives to dancers. I love the hinge here, the figure 8 with the head. Right there on the it's subtle. Boom. And then they drop it. And they bring it up. Angles with the arms. They invert with the knees. And they hit it with the ISO. And it looks like the back group is controlling them. I like the speed change of the lower group. Great angles there. I'm curious what this is. Oh, I think that was just his preference because other people aren't doing it. I don't think it's part of the choreography. But I just noticed it. Okay. So now we have opposition where you have a column and people are hinging in opposing sides. I really like that because it creates a really nice drive, but you could see more of a depth through the column versus everybody doing the same side. It gives a different effect. Really nice. They pull it through. And then I like the quick feed of that with the pocket change as we go in transition. And I like the shoulder on that too. That's cool. We knock it on the elbow. We toss it, hitting it down. Drop it low. Come on. Love the bounce here. Gosh, the amount of conditioning. I'm just thinking about the amount of conditioning that one has to do an SB19 concert with W3. That is wild work. Okay, I really like the bounces and all this. With the arm is nice. Then they hint it around with the head. So you see some fingerprints of J choreo. The reason why I say that is that you have certain parts of your music that we're hitting in ways that we've seen in the past, and that's not a recycling thing, that's a fingerprint thing. Meaning if you're using the same choreographer or performance director for a lot of your work, you're going to see fingerprints of what their artistic vision is. Now, Jay is very versatile, and that's what I really respect about him, is that you can see the versatility and you can see the trust he puts in the dancers and in the members to do what is being brought to life. It really does feel like a true collaboration. So examples would be when you have this tension hinge around and then you have something a little bit more complex or a little bit more full in the lower body, when you have something really subtle or head isms, and then also having your hands provide productive gestures to help take up parts of your music that doesn't require it to be a true full body experience. Little things like that. I like it. And also you can see the intention. Nice, they bounce it, all that's nice. So this is going to be kind of that go-to move that you see, very much more of a masculine posture with the fist showing strength. And when you have the sound as full as it is, there is a strengthful push. I don't know a better way to explain it, but I really like it. They send it out. The ball changes are nice. The pullback is nice with the elbows. On the bases are nice. The hinge happening with the opposition with the ISO, right? It's nice. Same chorus, which is what we've already seen before. I like the levels. Dancers are partying. They're hyping it up. I like the accent. It's really nice. But the kick is great. I would say Jay knows how to choreograph temper tantrums very well. We've noticed it a few times, but they're all controlled, but also captivating and really showcase what you want it to showcase. It just comes across as accents with fullness. I like the head on that. It's like a variant rock, like a city boy rock situation, which I think is cool because they end up snaking the head through. Set it around. Da, 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 da. That part, right? hitting it out, and I like the accent. And now, instead of going, we see some people go with the hips, or Josh did it with the hips that time. Is it just him that did that? He did it with the hips. I think it's choreographically supposed to be there. I like it. I like the variant he chose to do. I thought it was interesting. Yeah, project it. Let's go. The punch is nice with tension. They do it to the other side, and then they send it around. Good balance of the dance. The hop around is great. Head nod. We're here for it. And then they end up inverting. I like the quick feet on that. Ball of the foot's twisting is nice. Look up at the sky. I like the hinge back on the... That's great. We end up crossing. That looks fantastic. Great, 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 great. And you know, I had a thought after watching this. So they're starting to cast for Street Fighter Director's War. On one end, I'm like, it would be cool if Jay with W3 would go on it. And on the other hand, Mnet, we don't know how they're going to edit. But if we're going off of seasons past, it's not going to be good. The visibility would be really cool. But also on the other end, I don't see it as safe of a place to go compared to other shows or competitions or performances that one could do. But that's just a thought that I have while watching, because I really appreciate the stage direction and the composition of how the dancers get utilized when we look at SB19 choreography, which is what made me think of that thought. But all that to say, thank you, Kilski, for, hopefully I said your name right, for this fan camp. It was really enjoyable. And thank you so much to those who recommended me watch this. And also a special shout out always to Casual Chuck for having a live stream to where I didn't know this existed until somebody had recommended it on his live stream. So go check him out. Yeah, you guys know me, I know you. I'm Jess. If you want to see more SB19 and you don't see it on YouTube, it is absolutely for free on Patreon. Go binge away to your heart's content. I had a great time and I hope you guys did as well. Bye guys. Bye.